Ladies and gentlemen, we are live in living color. Welcome. Welcome to another fantastic episode of This Week in Reselling. We're having a little help from my friends. Here we'll discuss the highs and lows of reselling and dive into great conversation. We are positive you're going to hear something that's going to help you become a better reseller. I am your host, Ray, and I am joined with my co-host. Just FYI, Joe, this is the 26th episode.
Oops. Marker. Oh, that was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I did 24 twice.
We'll flip the other person around.
Yes.
You can blame Joe then. You can't blame Joe.
So, yeah. I'm sorry. But we have our boy, Brendan. Big Time Flips is in the building.
Hello.
We have Joe with I Flip That in the building.
Here comes the money. Here
we go. Money talk.
We have Kristen Real Squirrel in the building.
Girl is on fire.
And Lori Happy Picker is our guest for today. Lori, how are you today, ma'am?
I'm good. I didn't even think about bringing the whiteboard.
Neither did I.
It's like a thing. It's a thing.
It happens.
It's essential.
It happens.
Yeah.
It's essential. Yeah. So, Lori, we'll get right. We know you. Yeah. But some people may not know you. So give us a little brief introduction on who Lori the Happy Picker is.
Give us a rundown.
The rundown, all that good stuff. How it is to live with a grumpy picker. Also.
Yes. Okay, so I don't know. I've been dabbling in reselling. We've been dabbling in reselling since the 90s. We are like original eBay people. 1997, I think we started.
Same.
But just kind of dabbled in it for a long time. I was raising kids, homeschooling, and so we kind of did it on the side to, extra income, vacation money, whatever. But as my youngest son was nearing graduation, didn't really need mom so much anymore. And so I enjoy it. It's fun. We like doing it, and it's a treasure hunt. And we like it so much that Grumpy put in his 1 year notice.
1 year.
Oh, wow.
1 year notice.
1 year notice. Well, he's been working for the hospital for 12 years. So he wanted them to know. So he really officially, he made it official today that he's leaving next January.
Wow.
And going to join me full time. We'll be a picking duo officially full time.
Wow.
Does he think they're going to take that long to find somebody to replace him at his job?
Well, he's pretty irreplaceable,
I was going to say, yeah.
Is he, though?
No, I don't know. He just,
won't know for a year.
Yeah.
I'm sure that he has to train his replacement, find him, train the replacement.
They just want some to know what's going on. So
yeah, I'm probably I would be like that too. I would give him way.
How about here's my 10-year notice?
Yeah.
That's my 10-year notice.
Here's my notice.
This is my last year.
Right now.
Exactly.
I've only done that every time.
You're full. So how long have you been full time, Lori?
Let's see.
When did you give your 1 year notice?
Yeah. My son graduated in 2021, and I'd probably been doing it full time for at least a couple of years before that. So 2018, 2019, I kind of I had a booth for a while. Those last couple of years he was in high school. So I had a booth for about 7 years. I just gave that up last year. Just too much time, not enough money doing that. It was fun. I enjoyed it, and it was my outlet for getting out and being social.
Yeah, you get to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
Really?
Local fun people. Yeah.
Could you talk a little bit about that, Lori? I'm always curious about antique booths as resellers. I know that Ray, the other Ray with Good Games Grabs, he has a booth also with video games and VHS tapes and a bunch of other stuff. But what did you put in your booth?
Mostly stuff that I wouldn't sell on eBay. Because the market here, at least in the Midwest, I'm not going to get at a booth what I'm going to get for something that I sell online usually. and bigger stuff that I wouldn't obviously want or be able to ship
Yeah.
when in the booth. So lots of furniture.
Dressers, bookcases, tables.
So,
Yeah.
so you're not shipping cash registers?
You know, I have shipped cash registers. I have.
Have you?
I'm
That's-
not scared of shipping too many things, but I'm not into shipping dressers and
Furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to make a crate to send it in freight.
Right.
What's the
Right.
biggest thing you've shipped?
That's a good question. I don't know. This last year we sold a 6-foot mirror.
Ooh.
That
Dude,
was
mirrors.
hard.
We just bought a mirror. Mirrors are not cheap.
Well, the
No,
shipping on them is not cheap either.
Yeah.
we sold it for $500, and then they had to pay shipping too.
Yeah.
So I think they were all in for like around 600 probably.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably should have like went and had it professionally packaged. That probably would have been the
So you did
wise thing to do, but I did do it. And we used, you know how you use pool noodles?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So it was a rectangular mirror. So we cut pool noodles and fitted over the edges all the way around and just bubble wrapped and packed the heck out of it.
Nice.
And it arrived safely.
Wow. That
And
guy
I
needs
would-
a raise. Whoever delivered that
amazing.
needs a raise.
Thank goodness it arrived safely.
Where did you get it?
The mirror was at an online auction.
Oh,
So-
I love those. Oh, I forget. In the Midwest, you have such good online auctions. They are so good.
Sometimes. It's hit and miss.
People auctions, like in person anymore?
Oh,
Is that-
yeah. We just did one Saturday.
They don't have those very much here. I can't find any.
I don't
Did
have
you
any.
get anything good?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one we went to Saturday was actually a closeout of a flea market or an antique store.
Hmm.
And so there were some interesting things. There weren't any really high dollar things because they didn't include those or they'd already sold. I think they had done like a 50% off store wide sale before all of it got to the auction.
You put some of that on your Instagram stories, didn't you? Did you
Yeah.
show
little
a
bit.
bit of that? Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you aren't following her on Instagram, you guys should be following her.
Yeah, if you're
On
not, what's wrong with
Instagram.
you? Honestly.
I got it pulled up right now.
Nice.
Kristen, are you going to sell that table you got locally or are you going to put it on eBay?
I found a table on Marketplace, and do you guys do this? Like, you get up in the morning, you check your email, you look at your eBay to see what's going out, you check your Poshmark, and then I get on Marketplace to see what's newly listed in my area. And this
Mhm.
How do you
This-
check when it's newly listed?
it just
It'll
shows.
say just listed or something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I just search by local, and then my radius, my search radius, I make sure that it's pretty tight, so I don't have to go to like 400 miles away. So it came up as an entertainment center. It's a mid-century modern, atomic-looking wooden table, and
Did they know it was Haywood Wakefield?
there were no photos of the underside. And I asked him for a photo. First, I asked him if he would take $5 less, which, I mean, he wanted 20. I asked him for 15. I wasn't like trying to gouge him, but it's you got to try to get a little bit off. So, and then he said absolutely, and then I asked him for the underside of it, and it was said Haywood Wakefield because I thought that it was, but I wasn't sure. So then whenever he showed it to me, and I had already pulled up what I thought that they would go for, and I was like, I can't wait. I want to go get this thing like tonight, but I had
Are
to
you
wait.
going to ship it?
I'm not afraid to ship it. I might. Yeah, I think that the legs would come off and it would condense
yeah.
a little bit smaller. So probably, I shipped a Herman Miller chair one time,
Mm.
and that was back before tracking and stuff like that too. So that one made me nervous, but I had a local courier take it for me. It was great.
The Herman Miller headquarters is like a half an hour from me. Like
Really?
where they make everything. Yeah, it's like the factory.
then-
Oh, that's awesome.
Do they have an outlet store at the factory then? Because a lot of times they do.
I think it's only for employees.
Mm.
Like
Get a
they
job,
got,
Brandon. Get a job.
no. I actually did work there like briefly, like a long time ago. But yeah, all the factories and stuff are like a half an hour from me. So I always see those shell chairs and stuff like the.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you find a lot of Herman Miller stuff around your area, Brendan?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's good money.
I mean, I find it like I'll see it at sales or whatever, but like people grab it like
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Wow.
Joe, I literally just pulled up Facebook Marketplace and this
Look
Godzilla
at
came up. Did you ship it to Tennessee? Or is this just like a crazy coincidence?
Or just drive to Tennessee.
I don't even know where he went. Let me see.
How much did you sell it for? Because this guy's asking $225.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
they go for like 150 on eBay. So
Oh,
Mm.
Dude,
Yes.
you didn't have that thing very long either.
like 2 days.
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
what did you put? You paid 50.
Yeah. And then somebody sent me an offer for 135 or 130 when I had it listed for 150 or whatever. And Nicole's like, take the money. Like, you're right.
Take the money.
Why not take the money? No, it's going to Massachusetts is where it went.
Oh,
Okay.
so that's just
Did
coincidence.
the tail come off of that thing so you could ship it? It
In
did.
3 sections and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I had like a Jurassic Park one that had the really long tail, and the tail did not come off, or else I couldn't figure out how to get it off.
Yeah.
So it was a monster long box.
I'm always afraid of like stuff like that. Like I don't know if it comes off or not, and I'm afraid to like break it. Like it'll break
Yeah.
off, and then put it back on. But I don't ship stuff like that often.
So speaking of marketplace though, have you guys, I mean, I know that this is probably old news that eBay says that they're going to be putting some of their listings onto marketplace now so that and then it will redirect you if you're a buyer to the eBay website. Have you guys
Is that how it's
seen-
going to work?
That's what it says, but I had so many questions like, has anybody seen any of these listings come up yet? Or okay. And then do you think, I guess I need, what I read didn't necessarily clarify whether or not you had to be like, is it a promoted listing only that is going to get pushed?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
I don't know.
It might be even something even different than a promoted, like a Facebook promoted listing.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't know. I know that if it is promoted, it'll show up in Google searches. So, I mean, I promote my listings because I want it to show up in the Google search, but I didn't know if it was going to be required in order to get it to the Facebook marketplace listings. So I'm curious about a lot of that stuff, and I'm excited that they are socially branching out. You know, if maybe we could get them on TikTok Shop, and then
Well,
they'll get to keep TikTok. I don't know.
yeah.
Do you guys
So-
cross list to Facebook Marketplace though?
Yeah, that was gonna be what I was gonna lead into. I was gonna be like, if it's gonna be on appear on eBay, then what's the point of listing on Marketplace? Like if you're using a cross lister,
Right.
you know, if
Because
it's
I
gonna
saw
Be on Marketplace where eBay said they'll just pick things. Not everything is going to be out there from what I've heard. I mean, for now anyways. I mean, later on it might just be everything will be there, but yeah.
Well, I wonder if that's going to like affect the fees too, because if it does require it to be promoted, of course you're going to have the promotion fees from eBay.
Mhm.
But I would think that there's probably, like you said, Joe, at some point going to be some sort of a fee to make sure that it's seen in lots of other places. But then you wouldn't have to cross post to Marketplace. It would just automatically be there, theoretically, maybe.
Right.
But
Mhm.
so when I used to cross post to Marketplace, it would still be like a Marketplace thing that you could pick up.
Mhm.
But like when they're gonna do this from eBay to Facebook, will it send you to eBay?
It redirects you.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But still, there's a lot of. I feel like there's like a lot of friction there. Like they would still have to sign up for an account, and like if you don't have one, especially for someone like on Facebook, they're not. If you're looking to buy for something on Facebook through Facebook Marketplace, I would think they're not wanting to buy anything off of eBay.
Well, maybe they're just trying to grab a broader market, like the people that maybe are on Facebook that or maybe they're younger people that are on social media that they're trying to get into to be buyers over on eBay. Maybe they're trying to lure in more buyers. I don't know. I
It's
applaud
interesting.
them for trying to get into other markets, and maybe that's the only one that's been receptive of cooperating or coordinating or collaborating or whatever to be able to get more shoppers. If they're already shopping, pull them
Right.
in.
I don't know what their plan is, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with Etsy. Well, Brendan probably is, but Etsy does a thing with off-site ads where if somebody clicks on it from outside of Etsy and then comes to Etsy and buys it, you get hit with an extra 15%.
Mhm.
Oh,
Wow,
Fee.
15.
15 is a
Really?
lot.
Do you do any of
Yeah.
that, Lloyd? Any of those offsite ads?
Yeah,
Do you?
I've sold several things. Yeah, I kind of do it just because it's not a huge percentage of the things that I sell that get hit with that. And I up my prices on Etsy on everything anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Because things sell more there. Things sell for higher on Etsy. So I
Yeah.
figure the occasional offsite ad's not going to kill me. But
Yeah.
I just kind of wondered if the eBay thing might be kind of like if it results in a sale, they hit you with a charge like Etsy does, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
I
What
haven't
is
been
the
on it for a while,
what are
so
the
I
fees on Etsy? Like a regular?
Oh, they're comparable to eBay, I think, as far as
Like
percents
13,
go.
around 13, 14%.
It's
without
like-
overall.
Because they charge you for they charge you for the item. They'll charge you a fee for the item, and then they'll charge you a fee on the shipping.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
but it's like the same percent, I think. And then there's a 30-cent or
processing
isn't it
fee.
30-cent? Or
It's
there's
like-
a 20-cent listing fee for each item you list.
Mhm.
Dang. And
But-
then an additional 15% if you have that offsite
Yeah.
promotion.
Hmm.
Huh. Man, that adds up. That's like almost 30%.
I know.
I'm looking to see where my Etsy was because I have an Etsy account. I just haven't sold anything on it in a really long time. And I signed up for it in 2011. And the last time I sold something was in 2012. So
Wow.
it's been a minute since
I'm
I've been.
surprised you still know your login information.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it was Brendan
Same.
that
Same 1, 2,
But-
3, 4, right?
Yeah, that's right. Brendan
Anyway.
is the Etsy guru
Yeah.
over here.
The
he was the one
yeah,
that convinced
exactly.
me I needed to try it again.
I am too. I'm trying it right now. I actually sold a vintage Eddie Bauer sweater that I had on eBay for over a year for like $60, and I bumped it to 80 on Etsy, and it's going somewhere to Germany.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just sold it 2 days ago. So
That's crazy.
Why do you think things sell more on Etsy than they would anywhere else?
Because it's artisan.
Mhm.
You think so? You think that's the
Yeah.
reason?
I think because it
It's more
started out as
curated,
yeah,
Hmm.
curated, trendy.
curated goods. Yeah.
Mhm.
See, like on Etsy, I don't once I list something, I never adjust the price. I never mess with the price, and it always sells like full price. You can get offers on there, but I've got like a couple, but everything always sells like for what I set it at.
Do I remember this? Do they charge you like your listing is only good for like 3 months though, and
Yeah.
then it's done, and you have to redo it, and whenever you redo it, it's like
Another 20 cents.
20 cents.
20 cents. I don't know why I was thinking it was like 80 cents for every, which big deal. 80 cents for 3 months, right? I mean,
Mhm.
But that adds up
Really
when you're doing a
Yeah, I
lot.
mean, if you have multiple items, 80 cents is a lot.
yeah.
I just had a bill from them a couple days ago. I knew it was on like $6, like for stuff that I've had on for a while, but like $6, I don't care.
Yeah.
So, but like all the stuff I sold this weekend, and except for like 2, were all on Etsy, and I never messed with the price. And like I sold that portable CD player for $65, and like just people I don't know, they just take it and I ship it. I don't know.
Different clientele, I think. Don't you think? Different clientele.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got a lot of international buyers on there.
All right, I'm gonna have to like reinvest a little bit more time checking it out because, like I said, I haven't been on since 2012.
Especially with my broken electronics. Every time I have something broken, it almost always goes overseas. And I put it, yeah, I put it for parts and repair, and it almost always goes overseas.
And you sell it on Etsy.
Yeah.
I would never have thought to put electronics on Etsy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've even listing my electronics there actually.
But it's got to be vintage, right, Brendan?
Yeah. I put everything I have that's vintage on Etsy. Everything.
20 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I only ever put handmade goods on there. I never put anything other than handmade stuff because I mean, initially that's what it was just homemade stuff. So it's crazy.
So if you guys got vintage stuff and you cross listing, I know a bunch of you guys are. Put it on Etsy. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Etsy.
My vintage stuff is selling way better now that I'm listing it there.
Do you Vendu list it then?
I do, yeah.
And it auto populates everything. You don't have to go in and tweak it too much.
No, you don't have to tweak it at all.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Good. I'm gonna try. I got a lot of vintage stuff. It doesn't occur to me.
Yeah. Let us know, guys, down in the comments. Have you guys sell electronics on Etsy? What are your Etsy sales looking like? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Etsy has turned into my second biggest platform, actually.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And then actually Facebook Marketplace is my third. And then Mercari and Poshmark are kind of tied for last.
Lori, do you do an auto Posh refreshy share thing that whatever they do?
I use the cheap one, the Flip Share, Poshmark Share.
The free one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not free anymore, though. It's $9 a month now, but
that's not bad.
But still, I mean, the thing, I don't list a ton of clothing, but I'm still putting my home goods and things like that on Poshmark and a lot of my vintage stuff. And it does sell.
Yeah.
Just not like it sells on the other places.
I've been using Prime Lister to do my sharing over there. And it's made a difference because I have Poshmark sales before. I wouldn't have like any Poshmark sales, maybe one every 2 weeks, one a month, maybe. And then I was like 1 or 2 a week. So I mean, it makes a difference.
For the Prime Lister or whatever share thing.
Say that again. What was the question?
How much are you paying for that one service?
Well, if you use code Squirrel Squad, you get a discount for your first month. I think it's like $20 maybe. But they do things with likes. They send offers to likes. They follow other. I mean, there's a lot more than just sharing your own closet. It does a whole bunch of other things. And they just did an eBay update where they will do an end and sell similar for your listings automatically. You just set up your parameters that you want to do. And then they also do something. Oh, they send offers to watchers. I would love that. So it does it for eBay now and for Poshmark. So
Vendu's doing some of that. You can do that through Vendu too.
Also,
it would mess you up if you were ending and selling similar on Prime Lister and having things cross-listed on Vendu. That's gonna be.
I've done that before, and then I had like 2 or 3 duplicates of like stuff, and I didn't know it at the time until I went and checked in my inventory on eBay. I was like, what is this? Like, how does this happen?
I think it does take. I think there's a little bit of a learning curve whenever you're doing anything with a cross-posting service or a new tool. It takes a little bit to get better acquainted with how it works and how it runs and how your settings that you want it to do. So I do think that no matter what service you use, you do need to like double check it for the first few months until you get it figured out. Yeah.
We just did our annual end of year inventory, which is such a joy.
How does that? How do you do that? Tell us about that.
Well, we've just, it's like after things have been listed for a year and not sold, we figure we need to kind of go through and do we still want to hang on to this? But also in the process of doing that, we discovered some of these things that we listed are not listed anymore.
They drop off, don't they? How many did you have drop off? Okay, how many did you have listed, and how many did you have drop off?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this was one of the better years. I think we only found 4 items that were not listed any
Oh.
longer.
Out of how many listed?
Well, around 800.
Oh,
800, over 800.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, but still, I mean, I don't know why they disappear. But this year was the one year, because I had Vendu this year. Those listings are still on Vendu,
yeah.
and so I could just easily relist them from there.
Mm.
All the
Yeah.
pictures are still there, everything's still there. Whereas in the past, I'd have to completely redo the listing
Yeah.
because I'd have to take new pictures. I'd have to just start from scratch on them.
Not last year, but the year before, I shut everything down on my eBay, turned it all off, went through and did an inventory, and like physically wanted to have the item in my hand to make sure that
Yeah.
1, I had it, and 2, that it was listed. And out of like, I think I had 350 or 400 listings at the time, and I had like 16 that fell off.
Oh, ouch.
Wow.
Where did they go?
Ouch.
Why did this happen? And I don't think that there's an explanation for it. I think it just gets glitchy sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah.
They just fall off.
Doesn't get renewed somewhere along the process.
Yeah, slip through the cracks. So the inventory is a good idea, even if it's only the 4 items that you had to redo.
It is a pain. We reduced our listing total. We had close to 900, I think, at the beginning of December. But by the end of December, with Christmas and everything, we were down to close to 800. And then after we did that, we are down to 600, I think, after we purged. Because we're just like, we're going to get rid of the junk.
Yeah.
The stuff that's just been sitting there.
What did you do with it?
Donate.
Donate it.
Make space for the things that you can get new, fresh inventory and make.
Yeah.
You've only got so much space, you know.
Right.
you got.
I should have made a Nolo video.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you keep all your stuff, Lori? Do you guys got like a shed out back, or?
No,
Like a
we
garage?
have our whole basement. It's a long story, but our whole basement is mostly our business. So we have a whole room set aside that's just listed inventory. And then our unlisted inventory is out in the other room where I work and take pictures and do my listing.
So you
Lori
guys,
and Kyle are the only ones that have been to the Nut Hut.
That's right.
Oh.
They came to see my storage space.
I can't imagine working in such a small, environment. It's lovely.
it doesn't look small though.
Yeah. It looks huge.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not huge. It's bigger than a closet. It just is
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Like a room.
No, it's
What's
great,
the-
but my 900 items would not fit in that area.
Yeah, I think it's like 12 by 20.
Okay.
It's
I don't know why. I thought it was a lot bigger than that.
yeah, no, I mean, I don't need anything bigger right now. So,
Mhm.
Not yet.
but
No.
but your storage space, when you guys walked in, you were like, oh, it's so little. And then it made me think, wow, how much storage space have you got? I would love to see that.
Oh, I think your whole space is probably where we store our listed inventory, about that space.
Wow.
Wow.
Than all of our unlisted inventory. But my unlisted inventory is really decreased. My death pile is shrinking rapidly, and we
Nice.
need to get out and go
Yo,
shopping.
technique. How many unlisted do you have right now? Would you say, like, around?
They're maybe 50
Oh,
items.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not bad.
Yeah, not a ton. Really has diminished. So
How much
Joe
have you
has
got,
a-
Brendan?
Well, I
He's
try.
always running out.
Yeah, I try to. I might have like 5 right now.
Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah,
I
he's
try to
got to
list my
get it.
stuff like ASAP.
Yeah,
'Cause
generally.
you got
I
to eat. Brendan's got to eat.
Yeah, because I don't want, like, it bothers me if I have stuff unlisted. I'm like, man, I can't do it. I can't
Yeah.
do it. You know. So
That's good though, Brendan. Like, why does it bother you though? Like, for the people that are listening right now that are like have so much unlisted inventory, and they're just like not motivated to list it. I know that Joe's been going through his death pile. It's almost gone, right, Joe?
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Joe's
Have you got 50 items, Joe?
4,000 items yet.
You got about 50 items in your death pile?
Probably about 150, 200.
Oh wow.
Probably 150.
That's crazy.
But it was a lot. It was a lot back in September.
But see, Brendan's full time.
Oh, ours was too.
Lori's full time. So it's like you got to do something. You got to do something, right?
Because it's like if it's sitting there and not listed, it's not going to sell and make you money. So like,
Yeah, I just want the money.
exactly, yeah.
I don't want to collect it. I would just want the money.
We had stuff we've had stuff in our barn outside for like 3 years that's never gotten listed. And I took a pair of shutters, like the louvered shutters, that they go up and down and you put them over your window.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s, I think it was big. They'd been sitting out there for 3 years. I put them on eBay and sold them for $65 in just a couple weeks. It's like, why am I not listing this stuff? Why is it sitting?
Mm-hmm. Were they the wooden ones?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those are such good ones. Oh,
What are they, like blinds or like the full shutters? Is that what they
wooden shutters?
Like
Yeah,
big, thick shutters.
they're hinged.
Yeah.
And then the slots go up and down.
Okay.
Flat.
$65, huh?
Yeah.
How much
But they've
more-
just been sitting out there.
How much more stuff do you have in the barn?
We did a barn clean out this fall and gave most of it away. We did a free stuff post on Marketplace.
Oh yeah.
And let people just come get it. And we just needed to get rid of stuff. We had way too much stuff, and most of it was like, since I wasn't doing the booth anymore.
Oh.
A lot of it was, the stuff that was going to go there, and just wanted to be cleaned out. So
you have no attachment for any of your inventory, it sounds like, Lori, especially after the purge and the audit that you did.
I have a harder time letting go of things than Kyle does. Kyle's like, get it out, get it out. And I'm like, oh, but it might sell.
Yeah.
You just need to give it a little longer.
That's the potential that,
or I'll think, okay, well, even if we sold it for half price, that's better than giving it away, right? And so that's my mentality. And Kyle's like, you still have to pay for the wrapping materials, the postage, the time that it takes you to do it. Is it worth it?
Yes.
I don't know. I guess I feel like I've already listed it. I've done half
the work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a great. So, would you think that like a year, having that stale inventory, you get rid of it after a year? Or what's the cutoff time?
I don't have a cutoff time. It's kind of when I get tired of it.
What about you, Kristen?
I mean, I think I've recently sold things that I had in my closet or in my inventory for at least 4 years. I mean, I am a list it and leave it kind of a girl. It eventually finds its new home, but sometimes it just takes a while for that right person. And I adjust the price. It's not like I just
and then delist it and relist it situation.
Yeah. If I put something on for $20 and it doesn't sell after a year, then I'll lower it to like 15. It eventually somebody, and then if it sits there for a really long time and somebody offers me a quarter of what I've got it at, then okay, sure, take it. Let's move it along.
Right.
I just was looking at my reseller Genie this morning. I don't know how many of you guys use that, but
use code Nashville Flippers.
I have a code too. Happy something. I don't even know what it is.
You don't know your code. You got to learn your code.
I don't even know it. I'm not good about putting it out there. But anyway, it was really interesting. I was looking at it because this is our first full year of having used it. And I was looking at my sales just so far this year, which is only 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. But the items that have sold, my top percentage of items sold are things that have been listed for more than 250 days.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
The second highest percentage is things that have been listed 0 to 30 days.
Yeah.
But I was surprised that I was surprised that the older things were the top things that were selling these last couple weeks.
Had you
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you
No,
end?
go ahead. I think you're asking the same question I'm going to ask.
So were they things that you had ended and sold similar, like reposted them, or were they just things that you just let it ride?
Honestly,
Or adjusted the price.
I mean, I do. Well, I have done some of that with it being year end anyway. Kind of lowered the price on some things to try to move them, so that might be part of it. But when I do like relist, delist, and relist, I don't always lower my price. Sometimes it just needs a refresh. It just needs to be a new item out there. You don't necessarily have to lower your price every time you do that.
Yeah, bump it to the top.
Honestly, sometimes you raise your price, it'll sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
Make it seem like it's worth more than it really is, kind of.
Create hype.
Yeah.
But you gotta be in a range.
You do mostly like wares and jewelry and stuff. Not a lot of clothes, though, right?
No, not a lot of clothes. Although we did, that was a big part of my death pile. For the last 3 years, we pick up clothes here and there because we find them and think, oh, this will probably sell. This will probably sell, and then they sit because I don't like listing clothes.
Yeah,
Lori, you need to get the good clothes and then just tell one of us that, hey, I got a box of clothes.
There you go.
And then sell
yeah,
it to
I can be your supplier.
Yes.
Flannels. I know somebody that wants flannels.
Kristen,
I just literally priced a bunch of flannels right there. Get ready. I collect them all year long, so I am always looking for good flannels. I'm such a cheapskate, though. I don't want to I appreciate the time that you've gone to collect all of them, but I want to pay $1.67 for
them. Exactly.
Why $1.67?
Well, that's my average cost of goods. If I average over the course of last year, that's what my cost per item has been. $1.67.
We went to a Goodwill like 2 days ago because I forgot I have like an $8 what do you call it, like a store credit coupon? There. Yeah, and I was looking around there and I was like, because I'm so used to going to the bins and I'm like, man, $4.99. Man. I'm like, it'd be better if it was, 99 cents. But
$4.99 for a flannel, that's so much money. I'm gonna go sell them at Junk Stock for 10. Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, you have the best prices out here." I'm like, I know,
right? What brand of flannel does the best for you, Kristen?
It doesn't matter. It's mostly the color. I've learned that at Junk Stock, it doesn't always matter. If I've got a Patagonia or a like Cool or North Face or something like that, usually those do better or go quicker, but I also put a little bit more money on them too. So if it's a Patagonia, I'll put $20 on it. If it's Cool, I'll put 15. Everything else, I just put $10 on it. And I've put $10 on it for 5, 6, 7 years. So I'm not going to adjust my price.
What is that? Is that August, right? Junk Stock?
October.
October? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a lot of work to go set things up like for a weekend show or a flea market or something. It's a lot of work. It's a really hard grind. And I am impressed by people that do it like for a living. That's amazing because it's labor intensive. Even having a booth can be labor intensive. But
that's what I was gonna say when Lori was like, she said she shut down her booth, and I was like, man, I feel like those aren't easy to run. Like,
yeah. How long did you have the booth for, Lori?
7 years.
7 years.
But honestly, so I don't know, about a month or two after I started doing it, they wanted help cashiering. And so we would get cashier credits towards our rent. And so I paid a lot less rent than what your average vendor would, because it practically made my rent free.
Right.
Which honestly, the rate they were giving me was probably like $6 an hour, something ridiculous. But I did it because I enjoyed it. I got to
For
see
you to
what was
like cashier at
Yeah. Yeah. So I wasn't, it wasn't a great pay rate,
Yeah.
but I was offsetting my rent. I was getting to see what was selling at the booth,
Yeah.
Well, that's
at the flea market, and
And
build relationships and stuff. So anyway, but
We're like,
yeah,
check out booth number 23. They have some really nice stuff on that.
do you guys have any of this? Yes, I do in my booth. Come
Yes.
this way.
that happened. Yes.
Yeah. I used to be the person that you rented the spaces from. So I owned the craft mall or the. So there was a lot of people though, like more than half the people that didn't make their rent each month.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was more of a social outlet
Hobby.
for them,
Hobby.
something to just fill their need to be creative or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people didn't make money.
Yeah. Most of the people I knew are doing it for hobby income, not for actual good income.
Like I had a lot of people that would be like, woohoo, I made my rent this month. Well, yeah, you made your rent, but your cost of goods, can we figure
Right.
that into it?
You lost money this month. Yeah. You gave everything away.
Right. Yeah.
So-
Kristen, how long did you do that for?
A few years. And then I sold it. Yeah. When my youngest child was born, so my third youngest was born when I was working there too. And I would have to take her with me because I had to be there. I had to be there. I'm the one that wrote everybody's checks. I had to like physically do it. And so she grew up in her little seat or in her little playpen at the office, and that wasn't fun for her. So when my last one was born, I was like, I gotta go do something different. I can't raise kids and work at the same time. It's not fair to them.
Raise
Honestly,
kids
the owner of the flea market's the one that's making the money, though.
Yep. And we
So-
were full.
when you guys have the booths, like how far away is it from your house? Like, is it like a drive or is it like kind of close by?
It was about 30 minutes for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Same.
a drive.
Nicole and her sister did a booth, and it was only like 10 and 5 minutes away. And then her sister moved an hour away, and then they're kind of like, okay, this is, and there was months where, yay, we made enough money to pay rent.
Yeah.
And they had occasional sales. Like they weren't open a few weekends a month, so they weren't open every single day. Where it's like you need to get in the cities where they're open every day, and you're always getting population or customers walking in,
Right.
stuff like that.
Ours were right off the highway, so we had billboards and stuff. So like it was, I know that if I'm traveling and we see a sign that says antique mall, 10 miles ahead, we're like, ooh, I could stretch my legs. I could do that. We would stop and just take a hot lap so that we could not be in the car for, the next 4 hours or whatever.
I feel like a lot of booths like that I haven't been to one in a while, but I feel like a lot of them are overpriced. A lot of them, like especially when they do like Pyrex and stuff like that. It's like, man, I feel like they want eBay prices, and you're not gonna get it when it's if
Sometimes you do.
you think so? I mean, with everything,
You ain't gonna get it from Brendan, I'll tell you that.
yeah, right. But I don't know. I haven't been to one in a while, but I was like, man, I don't know. That's like, and they have so much stuff, and it's not selling. I mean, it's good stuff, but it's like, man, you have it way too high.
It's because there's so much there. That's part of it too. There's so much.
When you walk into some of those booths and there's so much stuff that you just feel like it's all over you, and
Yes.
it's
Gives you the itch.
I don't go, I won't go in those booths. So I think there's something to be said for curating it a little bit, and sometimes less is more. So if there's so much stuff in there that you can't see it all, you need to like get another booth and spread it out a little bit because it's too much.
I went to I went to this booth like 2 or 3 years ago, and it, like, I mean, everything was Dallas Cowboy stuff. I mean, but it was like overflowing with like, I mean, like you guys were saying, like wall to wall, and I was like,
Yeah.
it was like in the middle of nowhere. I was like, man, I don't know how you're gonna move all this stuff, and it's like when the same 10 people are seeing it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Lori, I wonder though, did you ever have anything in your booth that you had cross-posted somewhere else? And did you?
No, I did not want to do that because it was 30 minutes for me to go get it, and they weren't open every day. They were closed on Sundays and Mondays. I couldn't get in anytime I wanted to. Didn't have my own key or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I just didn't. It was one or the other.
Yeah, I don't blame you, because if you would have sold it, you know, that would be hard.
Yeah.
Or if you sold it online, went to go get it, and it was already gone.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start telling people that I have a booth and then pull out my eBay store.
Yeah. It's a digital booth.
Got what you want right there.
Send you the link.
I remember. So the sorry, tangent. The lady across the breezeway from us, there was like a sidewalk between us and this other mall that was across the parking lot, and we had crafts, they had antiques. And I remember when eBay first started, and everybody there was like freaking out and panicking, like it's never gonna work. They're gonna shut down all the malls. We're not going to be able to sell anything. It's, you know, eBay's going to take over. And I think it's weird that it's kind of like done a 360 and everybody's like, eBay will never last. It'll never work. Things are going to shut down. You know, everybody did panic about eBay for a long time, and the lady that ran the mall was like, everybody's going to, you know, leave. I'm going to have all kinds of empty vacant spaces because they're all going to go to eBay, and you know, everybody's just going to sell so much stuff on eBay that they won't need us anymore.
That was back when like you couldn't even post pictures of your stuff, right?
Yeah, no pictures. It was just
that's crazy.
Red shirt.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
Check some money orders.
Yes, wait, money order. Yep.
Yeah.
Was there a return policy or not really?
There was no return policy.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
There was no shipping confirmation.
Yeah, no.
There was none of that. It was all on the honor system.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. But I mean, now like it's like I mean, I feel like there are less and less like antique malls and stuff, and you find them like when I find them, it's like they're like I said, in like the middle of nowhere. And I don't know.
Well, there was several, like in the Denver area, there was one called, they had several of them. It was called Brass Armadillo. And there might be some out by you too, Lori. Like it seemed like that was a chain kind of, maybe.
Probably. There's one in Nebraska. There's one in Kansas City. So
yeah. So I mean, they always seemed like they were doing real well. They were always full.
Well, and they're open 7 days a week, like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. They're always open.
Yeah. But you got to work there, I think, if you have a booth, or you have to pay a certain percentage or something. I don't know. They were always busy too. So I'm sure that they did their research on where to
and
put
they're
them.
big, and they're big places. The ones I've been to are big. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many are there?
I don't
At
know.
least a few.
Yeah, I know where the one is in Nebraska. I know where the one is in Kansas City. And there was, I think, 3 in the Denver area, maybe one in Colorado Springs. I don't know if there was a whole lot of other places. I don't know. But it was always busy. I don't know what the rent was. I don't know what the percentage was. But I don't know. It was, those are the ones that I would stop at because they're so big. But otherwise, I'm with you, Brendan. A lot of times it's just like an individual person that has a whole bunch of antiques in a barn somewhere.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I would want to go to.
Yeah.
The barn antiques?
Yes, for sure.
The small rural places where there's not a lot of traffic, and those are where you'll find, for us, for reselling purposes, those are where you might find some treasures.
Yeah.
That are underpriced. The other places, the Brass Armadillo, you're not going to find very much.
No.
It sounds like a strip joint. The Brass Armadillo.
Well,
That's in the back.
It's like,
Ray.
where are we going? We're going to the brass armadillo.
All right.
yeah, you can get they're higher than eBay prices there.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's been glassware there that I thought,
And
that's
this-
probably like $20, and then you look at it and it's $55. What? They got to cover that rent there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true.
Yep. Lori, I'm really curious about how you and Kyle are going to transition into the dual full-time resellers. I don't know if you guys have talked about it. I'm sure you have, since it sounds like Kyle, plans way ahead of time since he's put in his first year notice. So I'm really curious about that. So we'll leave that cliffhanger and we'll talk about it on the After Dark episode of This Week in Reselling. So, guys, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Ray.
Kristen.
Joe.
I'm ready.
Go ahead, Lori.
And Lori, thanks
There
for
you
having
go.
me, guys.
Make sure you follow Lori on all of her social